me for money class this week. So let me know if you've joined us live. If you can say hi in the chat or drop us an emoji. Or tell my VA, can you let me know if I'm live? Can you text me, please? I can't see if we're live on the group. Hopefully we are. Anybody? It says on air. Anyway. So if you missed last week's money alchemy class, oh, we're live. On decluttering, you'll be able to watch the replay in the Facebook group, Work-Life Balance Secrets for Women Entrepreneurs. And we've created a unit tab, which all the videos are going to be put, well, they are already, we already started putting all the videos in the unit tab. We just haven't written much of a description in there, but the videos are there. So if this is the first time you've joined, I'm Jenny McCabe and I'm a money breakthrough coach, and I empower women to help to take courageous action in the pursuit of their dreams by helping them let go of anxiety and perfectionism so that they can regain their work-life balance, make more money and work less without feeling guilty. So unlike other coaching methods that focus on the how to achieve financial goals, I'm not into spreadsheets, by the way. I focus on changing how women think and feel about money and success to reset their money mindset to claim their worth. So I work with my clients on a one-to-one basis and also offer group coaching. So I've committed to going live in the group every Tuesday at 1 o'clock GMT for this money alchemy class. So if this is the first time you've joined me, I hope you'll join me again. This week's topic is about the importance of self-care, and this week I'm very excited to be joined by the lovely Lissa Figgins, who is a wellness coach. Now, Lissa is based in the US and has very kindly agreed to join me because I think it's about 7 a.m. even in the US right now, isn't it, Lissa?
It is, yes.
So early. Not my time of the day. So Lissa, would you like to come on and say hi and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you help?
Yes. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the early morning wake-up call and opportunity to be on here with you all. So exciting that technology brings us together like this, right?
I know, so amazing.
Back in the day, this would not have been possible. So this is beautiful. I like to introduce myself as I was the frustrated, overwhelmed, exhausted woman who was looking for a way to figure out how to fit self-care into my day, right? Because at the end of the day, I dropped in bed and I felt like I had no time left over, I had no money left over, I had no motivation left over, and I would just get up the next day and try again and, have that same cycle happen. So now my mission is to help busy women. Specifically, I love working with entrepreneurs because you guys are go-getters, right? Like you want to get things done. And so I like working with women like that who want to prioritize their wellness. And what I do is I come in and make it simple. Like we use a simple 3-step plan. So that way you can finally turn what you know into what you do. And then you can look your best, you can feel your best, and you can give your best to the things that are important, right?
Totally. I mean, self-care for women in business, I think is so important. I think we've had this discussion, but last year I was sick, and before I found out I was sick, I was working really hard, really long hours, and I was just constantly stressed out. I mean, I met a friend for coffee, and I had my hair back, and when my hair's up, my hair's quite curly, so I had my hair back, but it had like this crown of like frizzy hair was sat around my head, and she went, "Oh my God, you look really stressed." And I was like, "Oh, do I? Oh my God, I'm all right today." She goes, "Oh, sorry, you just look really stressed." And I just thought that just comes through in my hair, doesn't it? So, but yeah, I mean, I was running, so I was working really long hours and running my businesses. I had a couple of businesses, and also I'm a single parent, so I was looking after my family. But also helping out my brother by, helping him pick up my nephew from school and taking my dad to hospital appointments, taking my mum shopping. So it was just, just non-stop all the time. So there's nothing like an illness to help you put perspective onto your life. So during my recovery, I made the decision to look after myself more, make myself the priority, and just to reduce stress in general. And also what I learned was when we're in stress, we really are in survival mode, because you can't grow, you can't do anything else while you're stressed. So the capacity to learn new things, develop new skills, and be the best version of ourselves, seriously diminishes when we're in that high stress mode. So, as I say, we're either in stress or growth. So, for me, I don't want to constantly be living in high stress. So, I recently let go of a responsibility that was taking up a lot of my time for very little thanks, and I wasn't really appropriately compensated for. And I even closed the business because I didn't want to do it anymore because it was hard work and stressful. So, and I was just thinking to myself, there's easier ways to make money. So I sometimes do wonder if I hadn't gotten ill, how long could I have sustained this lifestyle before reaching, complete burnout? And as women, we do play a lot of different roles. We're trying to be a good mother, a good daughter, a good friend, partner, wife, business owner. And we tend to go around filling everyone else's cup with all of our love and energy. And then we forget to refill our own, which leaves us, running on empty. And it's impossible to give your best when your cup is empty. And ultimately, obviously, that has a knock-on effect in all areas of our lives. And obviously, in today's environment with COVID, everybody's adapting to the life with COVID, and now mental health issues are obviously on the rise. So, I'm grateful that I work from home, so I haven't had to adjust that much. I just can't go out for coffee as often as I'd like to. But anyway, so a bit for you, Lissa, as a wellness coach, you've probably seen how mental health can affect, people's health in general. So can you give us a quick explanation as to why self-care is important for our mental health?
Of course. So I love that you are looking at it from the mental place and not just the physical. And I do think it's all connected. I think what we put in our minds, we put on our skin, we put in our body, it's all part of who we are, right? And so we have to take care of that, because like you said, if you're not taking care of it, you're not going to have anything to give.
Yeah.
I like to think about, when you're in an airplane and you're sitting there and the steward or stewardess is up front and they're giving all the instructions of what to do in case of this and that. One of the things they always talk about is if the cabin pressure goes down, then these little oxygen masks are going to come down from the compartment above your head. And what do they tell you to do? They tell you to put your oxygen mask on first, and then you can turn it and put it on the oxygen, or put that oxygen mask on the person next to you. I was thinking about that the other day and thought, that's interesting, because an oxygen-deprived person is no good to the person next to them, right? Yes. And I think in the same way, a stressed, overwhelmed, frustrated, unhealthy woman is no good to anyone in her life. Like you said, we have so many roles. So whether it's our family, whether it's our spouse, whether it's our kids, whether it's extended family, whether it's our business, just all those things that we want to do. When there's nothing to give, you can't give from an empty cup. No. So I think that you're right. It is a mental thing. It starts here first. In my coaching, I start with the mindset first.
Yes.
And so if it's important, you'll find the time. You'll find a way to get the money. You'll find that motivation even when you don't feel like it, because it's important, right? Yeah. As we keep trying all these things and we feel stuck and we feel overwhelmed and, just kind of get to the point of just going, I'm just going to give up. Like, I obviously can't make this happen. And really there's this inner coach that's going on inside of our head all the time that's telling us this story. And so if we can upgrade that coach and we can upgrade the way that we think about it and the importance that self-care has, then we can actually start taking action and doing those things, right? And I don't think it has to be some overwhelming, huge, have to have the next 20 years figured out. Yeah. It's really the way that I look at it, the way that I coach my clients. What's the next body-loving choice you can make? What can you do today? What can you do in the next hour? What can you do right now, right? 5 minutes or less, just what can you do? And it's amazing when you do that, it's like it fills you up and then you want more of that, right? And that doesn't become such a burden. It easily fits into what you're doing for your day because you see the importance of it.
Yeah, I mean, I worked as a franchise business coach a couple of years ago, and I've worked with lots of women in business in general, but the one thing that a lot of women don't do is put time aside for self-care. You know, you need. I've been guilty of that. I've done that. I've just kept going and going and going and going, and then I might get come down with a cold. Like one time I came down with a cold and I had it for about 6 weeks, coming back, kept coming back. I'd feel okay, and then for a week, and then it'd come back for 2 weeks, and then I'd recover, and then it came back. 6 weeks this went on for. I was just like, oh my God. And it was because I didn't stop. When
interesting, we think it's going to take up time and take away from the things we're doing, and actually you just spent more time healing your body.
Yeah.
If you would have taken the time in the beginning, you would have gotten over it faster, and then even quicker back to what you were doing.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I totally agree. I mean, when I look back on it now, it was ridiculous that I kept going like that. And actually, I was in a job at the time. I was working as the franchise coach, telling everybody to take. Oh, we've lost. I think we've lost Lisa. Let me just quickly text her. Sorry about that, guys. That was interesting, though. The joys of going live. Oh, she's back. One sec. Hi. Can you hear me? You're back on, Lisa. Can you hear?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, got you, yeah. So, yeah. Sorry about lost you again.
There we go. Okay.
Excellent. So the joys of going live, hey?
Right.
Yeah, so I was saying, I was working, I was fully employed at that time, but we didn't get sick pay for being ill. If we were off, we didn't get paid. So I just thought, you know what, I'll just keep going. It's only a cold, it's fine. But it kept coming back for 6 weeks. It went on for, and what I should have done is when I didn't feel well, I should have taken that time off to get over it in the first place, rather than dragging it out and feeling bad for the next 5 weeks or whatever it was. So yeah, I mean, I think at some point we've all been there, haven't we? But just goes to show how important looking after yourself is, and the consequences of it when you don't. So what would you say are your top 5 easy to implement self-care habits or strategies that you can practice, that we can all practice every day in our lives? Just one thing or 2 things that we can do every single day that's just for us.
Yes. Well, I like that you're asking for simple ones, because that's exactly how I roll. If it's not simple, we're not going to do it, right?
Yes,
so that was me. I was overwhelmed and frustrated because the things I was trying before were just taking up too much time and were not sustainable. So we want to create those sustainable, healthy habits. So the first thing I would say is journaling. I think really when it comes to our business, but also when it comes to our health, stopping and pausing to reflect on, not just saying, I want to be healthy. Like, what does that look like? What does that look like? And then identify, okay, so maybe it's, I want to eat healthy. Okay. So what are 3 things I can do today that are going to be moving me towards that? Right. And identifying that before our day starts, because otherwise the day happens and then at the end and say, oh, well, I guess I didn't get to what I wanted to do. So that would be one thing, is really getting specific and clear about what's that one thing. And then what are 3 things I can do towards that? Yeah. Another thing is just taking what I just ran across this idea that I love, called 5-minute health snacks. It doesn't mean necessarily what you're eating, but it means taking 5 minutes here and there just to do something. Oftentimes I think, oh, well, when I have an hour later in the day, then I'll go for a walk. Then I'll, do my feet, or then I'll, cook a healthy meal or something like that. Oftentimes, especially women and entrepreneurs, we're not going to have a full hour. So just taking those little 5-minute time slots throughout the day, I think are really an easy way to get it in. And if you do that once an hour, I mean, right there, it's going to be almost an hour's worth of time if you've done that throughout your day. So, kind of finding those little pockets.
Yeah.
Another easy thing, drink water. Like I always have my water bottle next to me. I always have my energy fizz in here. And, it's amazing how something so simple affects everything from our brain to our skin, to our digestion, to our energy.
Yeah.
So that's a simple one. I just have to keep it with me, and then I'm always paying attention to how much I'm drinking.
Oh yeah, I drink about 4 liters, maybe even up to 6 liters a day. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is have 2 glasses of water and all my vitamin tablets.
Right. Yep. I think the next one too is to plan out your meals and make sure you're getting what I call the Fab 4 in each of your meals, which is protein, fiber, healthy fats, greens, and veggies. And, if we're just kind of grazing throughout the day, we're not going to get the nutrients we need. We're going to be hungry a couple hours later. We're going to be, usually binging on something we shouldn't, or, eating emotionally and things like that. But we give our bodies that good fuel at least 3 times a day. We're going to have the energy and what we need to be able to make, to be able to do the things we want to do all morning, right? And then to go through our afternoon. So really paying attention to that and what that looks like. And then I would say the last one is to have some accountability. I think it's one of those things that self-care, whether it's what we're eating, whether it's how we're taking care of our body, whether it's things we're doing that are relaxing us and helping us to manage stress, we need someone else, right? We need someone checking in just to say, hey, how did you do today? What did you do to take care of yourself? What body-loving choice did you make? And that can be a friend. It could possibly be someone in our family, a spouse, but oftentimes they're not always the best person, right, to be that for us. But it can also be, I think that's where a coach comes in. Like where you come in and you help people with their money mindset. You're really helping them to focus on that. I come in and I help women, with that the self-care, with the health. Finding someone that can be that and not be afraid to have somebody, they kind of gently nudge you and remind you that this is the commitment really that we're making to ourselves. Really, that's what it comes down to.
I mean, that's what it boils down to. Yeah. I mean,
are we going to give up on ourselves? Are we going to continue to do this, keep those promises to ourselves like we do to everybody else?
Yeah. That's we make those commitments to everybody else, but not. It's all too easy to forget about that commitment to yourself, isn't it? At the end of the day. So those are some fabulous tips there, Lissa. But also, I mean, I talk about self-care quite often, and there are lots of something floating around in front of me. And there are lots of different ways to have some self-care for yourself in cheap and free. I always suggest things like going for a walk. You've already said journaling. That's a massive one for me. But going for a walk, getting out in nature, listening to positive affirmations and all those, lots of other free things to do. Is there anything that you'd like to add on?
Those are great ones. If I could just, more, listing the things that you're grateful for. Just, like you said, getting outside, even if it's just a 5-minute stretch walk in between a Zoom call that you have or in between 2 different things you're working on. They say if you can, I like to do what's called time blocking. I'll set a timer on my phone for about 25 minutes, work super focused on one thing for 25 minutes, and then take a 5-minute break. Right? And then come back, because it helps mentally you to be able to focus more. I'm not answering emails. I'm not answering messages. I'm not doing anything else. My family can wait 25 minutes generally, right? If it's an emergency, they can interrupt, but that helps me to super focus, right? But then you get that 5-minute break of, I need to move my body. I need to go get something to drink. I need to stretch, go outside, get a breath of fresh air. Because all of that,
that's amazing. I've never even thought of that. So thank you. Well, I think we're coming up, just after, 21 minutes past. So thank you so much for joining me this week, Lissa. I've really enjoyed it.
And I've got something I'd love to offer your audience, if I can do that.
Pardon?
So I know that energy is one of those things that I have yet to meet a woman who says she has all the energy that she could ever want, right? Because we always can use more for the things that we're doing. So I put together a boost your energy guide for your audience.
Oh, fabulous.
With 5 energy zapping habits that we can change to give ourselves that instant energy boost. So if any of your audience would like this, I'll put the link in the comments below. But yeah, it's just lissafiggins.com/boost. So it's easy to find. I'll put it down below. And then I'm offering a free consultation call, a self-care consultation call, with the first 5 people who request that as just a gift for you guys being in this group. And I know how important self-care is for you to be able to do the things that you're working with Jenny on. So those are my gifts to you guys, and I'll put that link down below.
Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who's joined us this week. Next week's Money Alchemy class will be on the 3 money mindset habits to increase your income. So you won't want to miss that. And also, if you'd like to know more on how we can work together to reset your money mindset on a one-to-one or a group coaching program, then just get in touch. You can send me a DM and we can arrange a chat to see what's going on for you and if you know how I can help you. So see you next Tuesday for our money class, Tuesday the 15th of September at 1 p.m. Love and happiness to everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.